Come. Whoa! You see, here's the funny thing. I actually have a fear of doing solo monologues. I don't like solo monologues because my last experience, I got embarrassed, and I got embarrassed so badly that I just have this fear of solo monologues. So I'm not gonna do that again. Yeah. But I remember a lot of times where a lot of people will come and tell me, "Hey John, you talk too much. You need to get to the point." So, you know what happened? I'll say, yeah, I know. I'm getting to the point. And I always get there. So you guys must trust me. You guys must trust me. Are you hungry? No. Eat. I'm a bit hungry now. So don't mind me. Just give me a second. Wow. You know my word? Fish. Oh, look at that. Oh, enjoy. Come. Let me put the fish here. Oh, you didn't try one. Okay. Okay, but oh. Next time I tell you to eat that. What's that? I think that's one. Go. Oh yeah. Being specific. Yeah. So, what happened? The reason why I'm not specific is because there was this time when I was doing this monologue at Esplanade. I put myself out there and I was talking about my grandmother, my experience about how much she had to me. And the reaction from the audience was fun. It was very, very good reactions. And it affected me so much to the point that I had this fear. Sorry, the fish stuck there. No. Okay, you know what? I'm sorry, let's try this again. I think I'm doing a bad job. Sorry, guys. Give me a sec. Woo! Hello, everyone. My name is John, and I'm here to talk to you about my hero. My hero is a father, a grandfather. He's my uncle. And growing up, he doted on me the most, more than anybody else. You see, because I was a difficult baby growing up, I had this difficulty of everything. You see, I had this issue where I had difficulty jumping, running, and walking. And it's because I have this muscular issue where I weakness in my leg. And nobody has this condition. So growing up, my parents, they spend a lot of money on physical therapy, autotherapy, just to make sure that I was okay. So being a baby, as me, that was the beginning of my life. Really difficult. But my uncle, he always made sure that I was okay. When I was 7 years old, I entered primary school, and that's when it started. The name calling, the teasing, the pushing around, and it came up this game where they would kick me. And when they kicked me and I fall, they would laugh. And it was hilarious to them. I remember coming home every day crying. And my uncle, he would travel from 10:15 from Simei to the east all the way down to Bukit Batok in the west, just to make sure that I was okay. He would bring treats, and I always come there and tell me everything's okay, just calm down, this is how they are like, kids are kids. When I was 8 years old, I was brought to my first fast food experience, Long John Silver's. So it was then where I managed to eat fish and chips. And I tell you why this is, because to me, yeah. Because to me, fish and chips was a rare commodity. Fish and chips was something like eating steak or wagyu beef at some restaurant. Because my family lived in healthy living, healthy home food. And it's not a bad thing, but to me, so at that point in time, I was like, wow, I want to eat Western food. But I never got that. So, growing up, my uncle actually brought me to my first ever experience of fish and chips. And I remember the smell, the taste, so delicious. And I remember 8 years old, he brought me to a picnic at Botanic Gardens. 10 years old, he brought me to Esplanade to ride around. And 11 years old, I was very busy with my examinations, preparing for it, that I actually completely forgot about my uncle because they had more important priorities. But he would still always come down and make sure that I was okay, that I was fine. 12 years old, he fell sick. He got admitted to the hospital with pneumonia. And I remember it was then that it was a wake-up call for me. I went down to the hospital constantly just to make sure that he was okay. And then one night, I remember my parents, they brought me and my brother in the middle of the night to my grandmother's house. It was at my grandmother's house where they left me. Me and my brother, even though we didn't know exactly what was happening, but we knew that something was wrong. I remember holding my brother in my arms. And we were just praying and praying and praying. My uncle passed away. We Chinese, we have this tradition where 7 days after the death of a loved one, the loved one will actually come back. So we would prepare a feast. I remember that day I actually came home early and I prepared fish and chips, his favorite lobak, all of these beautiful things, and we laid it out very nicely on the table. And also his favorite coffee. So we laid out and vegetables and curry fish, or there was a whole spread on the table. And I remember going to sleep at night thinking, oh no, is he going to come back or not? You know, will he be too busy doing other things elsewhere? Not like that. So I remember tossing and turning, and somehow I fell asleep. And the next morning, I went onto the table, and it was in a mess. There were fries everywhere, and the fish was bitten. The coffee was drank. It was evaporated with the mouth over there. And the interesting thing was the way he ate. Because actually my husband won't eat, so he got no teeth. So for him to eat, he had to use a fork and spoon to really cut into small pieces so that he can put it in his mouth for him to chew easily. And I remember saying it was exactly how my uncle ate. He came back. I remember feeling so happy and so heartened that, you know, it is true that this, you know, this superstition thing, he cares for me. And it was then that I really came out from that slump of feeling sad and depressed and thinking, why did my uncle just go like that? And I got excited. And school went by, fine. You know, my teens flew by in an instant, but I always made it a point to always go to the temple where he was buried, just to talk to him, to share my stories with him, to tell him about my life, to share with him. And he wrote me a letter. Dear Akong, hope this letter finds you well. Sometimes I wish that you have a phone or something upstairs to contact you with. They say heaven is paradise. It is a place where everything you wish is before you. So a phone shouldn't be that hard, right? I have so many questions. What did it feel like to die? What does it look like when you're dead? Is there anything you regret? Why did you leave me? Sometimes I wonder, what would you say if you had seen what has become of this world? Too much technology, too fast pace. Change is inevitable. Life moves. But the roots, the core value remains the same. Love is not the end, but a transformation, a metamorphosis of love into a timeless force. Your booming voice will no longer be around, may no longer resonate in the air, but it will always linger in the corners of my memory. It's a gentle reminder that love transcends all boundaries and space. I miss you, Akong. And I just wish, but I know that you're always there for me. That you're always watching from above, looking down at me.